Okay, hello everybody. Namaste and Shalom. Jai Shri Ram. Today, I would like to invite on stage our esteemed guests, our brothers from the Jewish community. Mr. Aaron Solomon, who will be the chairperson of the event. Along with him, we have three esteemed panelists, all three who come from Israel, and one of them has been living with us in the city for the last 4 to 5 years. Our beloved and famous Consul General of Israel, Mr. Kobi Shoshani. Please join us on stage. Mr. Ilan Hartman and Ms. Michal Neiman. I'd be requesting everybody to be attentive in this session because we are going to be having a decently long question answer session following this. And I'm sure all of you would be excited to know the business opportunities that exist between Israel and Bharat. And I know for a fact that a lot of people out here have always been inspired by what this great nation does. I'd like to start by introducing the chairman of the session, Mr. Aaron Solomon, who is the managing partner of Solomon & Company, which is a 115-year-old law firm and among the leading and oldest law firms in Bharat. Mr. Aaron is a legal practitioner with nearly 3 decades of experience, and he's also in the top ranking of the All India Solicitor General examination in 1996. He's an alumnus of the GLC, or the Government Law College of Mumbai. Mr. Aaron was recognized among India's top mergers and acquisitions lawyers at the mere age of 30 and has continued a successful legal practice in transactional legal work. He is the president of the Indian Lawyers Association, a renowned community of over 7,000 lawyers across India. He is a member of the small yet extremely significant Jewish community of India. A lot of you may not even be knowing that we have over 4,000 Jewish families and members living in this country along with us. He is passionate about assisting business investments between India and Israeli companies, and he's advised over 70 ventures between the two nations. And he is also the chairperson of the Friends of Tel Aviv University of India. Mr. Solomon, we are grateful and honored to have you here as our chairperson. I would like to hand over the session to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kushal, for the lovely introduction, and thank you for having us here today. Our morning's panel is about strengthening the Bharat-Israel strategic partnership. It's lovely to see all of you bright and early on a Saturday morning. We have an exciting panel with some esteemed speakers to share their experience, their insight on building the beautiful relationship between my motherland, India, and my spiritual home, Israel. The relationship between Bharat and Israel is unique in many ways. It is based upon a mutual realization of the benefits that each country can bring to the other. Bharat needs Israel's innovation and technology to leapfrog its development journey and spread growth not only in the metros, but across its massive geography and population. Israel needs Bharat too, as its steadfast partner and supporter in times of global uncertainty, and to provide the huge markets and massive workforce to commercialize Israeli innovation and technology. In many ways, the relationship between the states of Bharat and Israel grew not only because of government-to-government connect, but due to person-to-person connections. It grew because of mutual need and respect that its people share with each other. We Indians see and appreciate Israeli solutions to many of the challenges that we face, be it in agriculture and food, in medicine, combating climate change, or in defense. with Israel hopefully emerging out of the Middle East conflicts and looking forward to an era of rebuilding and peace, now is the time for increased and heightened business collaboration between our respective countries. I am part of a very small but significant Indian Jewish community. My ancestors are said to have landed on the Konkan coast of Maharashtra just around 2,000 years ago in 75 BC. Bharat has provided us a home and a refuge, and it's one of the only places in the world where we Jews have never faced anti-Semitism. While there were over 50,000 Indian Jews when I was a teenager, today there are just around 4,000 Jews left. The Indian Jews have moved, many of the Indian Jews have settled happily in Israel and have integrated themselves as successful parts of the Israeli community and succeeding in business, government, and civil and social life. And similar to the Jewish diaspora all over the world, we Indian Jews have contributed strongly to Bharat's journey to a developed country. We Indian Jews have been freedom fighters, we have been part of the Indian Army, we have been leading businessmen, we have also been film artists, and have also succeeded in the medical and legal professions and many other areas of Indian business and social life. Also, what is interesting, that the Indian Jews had lost contact with the spiritual home in Israel for over hundreds of years in the Middle Ages. And possibly because of that, we integrated ourselves closely into Indian culture and heritage. We speak the local language, our traditions are local, our rituals are local, even though the words are Hebrew in many of our prayers, the melodies are Indian. Today, we have a wonderful panel and session planned for you to speak about India-Israel business opportunities. I would like to begin by introducing our first speaker and my friend, Shri Kobi Shoshani. Shri Kobi Shoshani is the Consul General of Israel in Mumbai. In this capacity, he is the official representative of the state of Israel in the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Goa. He is a retired captain in the Signal Corps of the Israeli Defense Forces. Shri Shoshani holds a BA in International Relations and a MA in Public Diplomacy from the Hebrew University of Israel. He has been a frequent visitor. Not only has he lived in India over more than 4 years, he has been a frequent visitor to India since 1992, and he helped with establishment of the Indian Embassy in New Delhi. He was sent by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the State of Israel on official visits to India after the 26/11 attacks in Mumbai and also in 2018. He has led leading roles in embassies in Bangkok, Tokyo, Stockholm, Brussels, as well as the Israeli mission to the European Union. He is a close part of the Indian Jewish community, and in Israel we refer to him as Mr. India. Mr. Shoshani, can you join us, please?
Good morning. Thank you very much. Thank you, my friend Aaron G. I would like to start right away. I know that it's an economic summit, but I would like to express our solidarity and love to the Hindus minority in Bangladesh. Thank you. What's happened there is unacceptable. And Aaron spoke about that because we know what is to be a minority. And the Jews of India lived here, as Aaron said, more than 2,000 years, unlike in Europe, without any fear or any persecution, with the love and respect of the Indian people. And we can see the heritage of this Jewish heritage And I think that it's extremely important for me personally and to the State of Israel, on behalf of the government of Israel, on behalf of the people of Israel, to the people of Ba'arat, we would like to be sure that it won't have any damage to this minority in Bangladesh. Again, we have passed a very difficult year, I have to say. We entered to an era that brings us back to our darkness day of our history in Europe. What we saw in October 7th, it was something that even you can understand what is the meaning that your parents, your kids, your daughters, murdered, butchered by these criminals, terrorists. And what's happened in October 7th was something that we will not forget forever. But in this case, I would like to say thank you very much to the Indian government, to your Prime Minister Modi ji, Narendra Modi ji, to your cabinet, to the people of Bharat for their support, for their understanding, for their patience, and for their help. We will not forget it forever. But I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic because what we saw in the recent months, it was a decisive victory. And when I say decisive victory, I will describe it within a minute. It's military, but not only military, also technologically and strategically. Israeli fighting in 7 different arenas. In Gaza, against the terror of the Hamas, in Lebanon, against Hezbollah, Iran, Yemen, not Yemen as a state, Yemen as a Houthis, and I'll speak to that afterwards, Iraq, and even in the West Bank. 7 different arenas. 160 refugees from the north and south part of Israel, and I saw them. I was in Israel a month ago. I was in a hotel in Tel Aviv. I saw them in the hotels, 160 from the northern part of Israel and the southern part of Israel. To fight in a very condensed area is a big challenge against well-prepared terror organization. And I think that I don't have to explain to you because you have an experience in your northern border as well. In the tunnels, with our hostages, our women, our kids, our parents, some of them Holocaust survivors, that become a human shield. It's not an easy task. But even in the war, we saw a fantastic technology. Let's talk about telecommunication, with the occurrences and cooperation and collaboration. When you took a bomb of 1 ton, sometimes in an accurate point, which 100 meters from you, you have your soldiers. Then there is a communication from the air, the ground, and sometimes from the sea with the satellites and everything. In the time of everybody today send a WhatsApp, we actually brought into the new technology the old pagers, and we send a good morning message to our enemies. Also the medical field. What the experience we had of taking care of injuries in the battlefield, in antibacterial materials in the times of war. This is technology, and it will come to a dual use in the industries, and I will speak about it briefly afterwards, to improve our radars and to maintain the strength of our economy. Hamas terror organization, they don't have any leadership today after 1 year. Thanks God. They almost don't have a military capability, but they still have our hostages. We still have 100 hostages, some of them dead, some of them alive, women, elderly people, and kids. They abuse their community. They eliminate their opponents. They are hiding, sometimes behind kids. They are cowards. Their friends that in their first days were supporting them run away from them now. Some of them, maybe it's better to say many of them, are not in life. Everybody understands what is the power of Israel. I assume that you will ask me when it's going to be over, when the war is going to be over. There is a lot of challenges in the trade, in the shipping time, in the insurance. Everybody see what's happened in the Red Sea. But I have to tell you something, that who can believe that the axis of evil get such a fatal blow? The butcher from Syria, Assad, ran away, left his minority behind, and saved his life. I would like to surprise you. This war going to bring a peace. These terrorists understand that to start a war is not worthwhile. Like India, Israel is a very young country. Young, yes, 70-something years old. We are younger than you in 9 months. But with a very old history. With a fantastic young generation. Kushal, where are you? You are representing the young generation here, and I have to tell you, thank you very much for that. I fell in love with the young generation of India, and I see them every day. India and Israel has a big military and social challenges. But we have a very fantastic industries. I very often go to Pune, which I like very much, to see the power of India in Bangalore, in Delhi, definitely in Maharashtra. I met Adani recently. What he has is extraordinary. You have fantastic industry. Those who think that it's possible to maintain strong economy with a weak army, wrong. There is always someone trying to destroy your economy. Someone to take what you built in your hand and make it damage. If you think that without innovation and creativities, you can continue and develop your economy, you are wrong. It's impossible. As I said, India and Israel has a very strong army, both of these countries, and very strong economies. But even those who love us less, call it like that, understand the capability and the potential of our two beloved nations. Countries come to Israel these days to learn from our experience, to take our technology, to learn from our experience in the battlefield, to learn from our agriculture, our security, food security, and water management. They understand that Israel is not only bringing stability to the area, we are creating stability. And India, our biggest friend in Asia, with a fantastic industry, with the capability of production, with the big markets, you are the best partner for us. We need you. We love you because of the family values, the tradition and the customs, the social structure, the fight against terrorism, and you know what is to fight against terrorism, and the mutual way that we did since 1948, because Israel was established in 1948, I told you 9 months after India. But especially since 2014, when Prime Minister Modi ji came into power. And I remember the day that he came to Israel, people were in tears in their eyes. I feel this love every day in India, and I would like again to thank you for that. America, Modi ji and President of the United States, Biden, started the IMEC. The IMEC is the Indian-American Corridors. It's a very exciting. It's the line between India, I don't know if it's going to be Mundra or different ports in India, through the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, Haifa as a port, Europe, Greece, Cyprus, Europe, and United States. And I don't want to even to mention about the parallel lines that I'm talking about, but everybody understands what is a parallel line, for which line we're talking about. That's going to bring not only economical benefits to India and to the world, it's going to bring peace to the Middle East. And we need you for that. We need you to help us with your connections, with your ability to build up tracks and roads and the railway lines towards Haifa. There is missing of 200 kilometers, and to build an alternative route to what we saw today in the Red Sea. It's, as I said, it's going to bring a peace, stability, I'm sure about it. Today, along with me, there are two amazing people that they're representing two different topics, let's call it like that. Ilan Hartman, that you will be introduced very soon, he was at my school when we were kids in Jerusalem. And I remember he was a fantastic basketball player. And he was the former chief aviation security of all state of Israel. He's a really senior bureaucrat that in charge from the special forces, the intelligence forces in Israel, Shabak, and was a very senior officer, and he will speak about military capabilities and technology. And my friend Michal Niemann, that she's going to bring completely different topics from food security. She's going to speak. She built up a community of food tech, and I think that Israel is going to lead the world, but we need you for that. We need cooperation because we need to scale it up in order to reduce the price. It's much less water, more healthier, and it's definitely going to bring a food security to the world. We would like to build up a better world. In a personal note, and I'm going to end with that, I'm already more than 3.5 years in Mumbai, in India. As you mentioned before, I was in India before. I love you. The people who knows me, I think that understand, and they can see my love towards Bharat. I love your culture. I like your film industry, Bollywood, very much, and I have, of course, my favorite actor and actress. I like your food. I love your music. Kishore Kumar is a genius in my point of view. But the most and above all, I love the people. You are an amazing state. An amazing state. When I'll go back to my beloved homeland, some of my heart going to stay in Bharat. I love you very much, and a lot of respect to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Shri Shoshani, for your lovely words, for building and developing the huge connection between our countries. We will quickly move on to our next speaker. With over 25 years of managerial and operational expertise, Shri Hartman is a senior business and management consultant. Shri Hartman recently retired as the Director of National Aviation Security at the Office of the Prime Minister of Israel. In this capacity, Shri Hartman oversaw Israeli aviation security operations, managing over 3,000 employees across 44 fixed and 100 temporary global stations, and at an annual budget in excess of 1 billion Israeli shekels. Post-retirement, Shri Hartman volunteered as an advisory board member for the Field Spirit, an NGO promoting life skills for children through outdoor activities. In addition, he's a senior advisor to the CEO of Magic X, a multinational company specializing in optimizing financial investment in e-campaigns. Shri Hartman has visited and traveled extensively across India, enabling business collaboration and opportunities between our two nations. Shri Hartman, can I please invite you to the panel?
Good morning. Thank you very much for Aaron and Kobi Shoshani to his warm words, especially for India, and secondly for us, for the members. I don't want to talk about my background. They talk a lot about it, but I'll try to show you what is the Bharat advantage to the Israeli market, the industrial. You are a vast and rapidly growing market. You're developing infrastructure in large scale by a government project. Large and skilled workforce. We are just 8 million, you are 1 billion, 0.4. You have an access to a regional and international market. And you can see by the movie, the Prime Minister Modi, Prime Minister Netanyahu, 2017, when he came to Israel, they went to the sea, not to get a sun, but to see amazing desalination car, and that show you our ability to use for water, seawater, and desalination water. In Israel today, 80% of the water is from the sea. We are a desert. We're surrounded by other countries. They don't have water. We supply desalination water to those countries. It's a good sample what we can do for the future. Another advantage, Israel is known as a globally startup, the startup nation. You see few Israeli companies, thanks to the innovation and technological capability, every day we have a new company in many kinds of fields. Cybersecurity, agri-tech and water technology, artificial, the AI and data analysis, and our market offers personalized solution tailored to client needs. Israeli company, our agility enables to make everything they can do, not just by instruction, rules, direction, the agility. They know how to make something easier and effective. After I gave the background, what's the reason to make a collaboration between the two countries, I'll show you a few companies that I represent them here in India, and I didn't tell When I retired from the Israel Security Agency as Director of Security Aviation, I had many opportunity to work all around the world. Behalf of Mr. Shoshani and what he said, I choose India as the target market for the Israeli company. During the last year, I came a few times here to India to try to make connection and relation between Israeli company, technology, and Indian company. We succeed, and I'm looking forward to make more and more. And I'm sure that this market, it's not the next one. It's the current situation that everybody is moving from China to India. The first company, the name is Twilight Cyber. They are serving or surfing in the darknet. They are looking for malicious, ransom, and info stealer over there. As soon as they recognize by the algorithm anything of that, immediately they push it to the owner of the information. It can be banks, insurance company, government, any other kind of business that you think about it. Today, they are in the Israeli airline, they are in insurance, as I said, bank, transportation company, and unfortunately, they can't find everything. But let's say 90% of the info stealers who are surfing around Israel, they found that company, and they have a good opportunity to grow anywhere. The second one is either in cyber. This is let's say, the people who would like to use it. It's not just the CISO, how is writing over here. It's either the chairman or the director of company. Because this is a SaaS platform for cybersecurity awareness training. Imagine the process of planning, executing, and measuring your awareness training program, and it's done on one single desk. It's based, all of that, on AI. So they don't have to come over here to India to implement it in your system. They're doing all of that by remote, send the link, and then the company can use it. It's like a sport, as an athlete. When you practice your company, your body, 365 days a year, at the moment that you need it, you will execute it. So that is the cyber ready. They are spread all around the world. And I think in India, and I know in India they don't have anything, the one who will get them can spread it all around the nation. Kobe talked a lot about our security, protection, and etc. This is a unique company, SNTA. The director is a former director of the Israeli Security Protection, the dignitary unit of the Prime Minister, and all the others matters of protection of the country. He would like to supply over here to VIP, to company, a full solution of security and protection. And by the way, after 2 years that they established the company, they have two cyber company, LinkShield and Trustin. LinkShield protect anybody to tamper in your system by AI. On the other side, Trustin. It's algorithm on your system that recognize employee that are not satisfied in the organization, they can profile this employee and immediately raise it up to the C-level, to the director, to stop it before they will make any damage to your company. So that is SNTA, and they have two child company, LinkShield and TrustIn. OTEC, it's a safeguard. They are going to safeguarding people, land, and desert. They make safe room. They can protect data center and banks, chillers, and they know to protect from drones. After the 7th of October, we understood that never what you are doing before. You can get it in 1 second attack. You didn't expect it. And their materials, this company raised up more than 100% after the 7th of October. Everybody would like to protect his house, his room, his office, his chillers. They burn chillers during the 7th of October. So that company would like over here, not just to sell, they would like to make the production over here, the product, and to spread it all around the world. Robotican, it's a DJI drones company that got the most, let's say, highly experienced in Gaza Strip and in Lebanon. They have all the ability to protect anything because they use it during a war, a real war, inside the tunnels. Those drones inside the tunnels, instead of soldiers, they are digging inside the tunnel and bring back the screening, what you see over there. They can protect electricity, port, airport, everything that you need. That's a capability you can find with Robotican company. HECA is a quantum encryption. Quantum encryption, we are using it to military, to banks, to port, to insurance company. Any industrial that need to secure his information, you have a quantum encryption. It's the first company in Israel. I know that in India there is another one, but this company already we are using in the Israel Security Service, in the Mossad, in the banks, everything around our country, and now they start to spread it around. So who would like to bring it to India? It's a very good opportunity to do something with it. Face verification, the face verification platform, either but by algorithm or technology. We are using it for HLS, Homeland Security, healthcare hospitals, car rental kiosk, training and digital signature station. In hospital today, instead the patient will come to the secretary and give him all the documents from his own doctor. He put it on the machine. He tried it, and immediately he get all the strips on his hand and the paper that he needs to fill, instead to fill the form with the secretary, he does it by himself. We're using it all the station of the Israeli Airlines. You verify the passenger that's standing in front of you, and instead of 20 employees every flight, they have today 3 employees a flight. You can imagine when are you using the face verification, what you can do building here in the convention center. I saw so many people over here. Instead of that, put 2 electronic gates, put your ID, and then you can go inside. That is the face verification. The next one is the Geo Intel. They are doing AI for mining and energy. It used to be a data scientific company from an oil and gasoline company in the United States. Those guys came to Israel, established that company. They can help a big company, to find oil, gas, the real place where are they. Now, one of the big, huge company in the United States use it. Nobody knows about this company here in India. It's a good opportunity to get them. The last company that I'll talk about it's Leaders. It's an online leadership profile and related to managerial behavior by remote. You can get the link and make it by remote. To summarize it, establishing trade relation between Bharat and Israel is key to unlocking both nation economic potential, driving mutual growth, and expanding access to the global markets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shri Hartman, for sharing your insight and experience and some of these amazing ideas for further growing collaborations between Bharat and Israel in terms of cybersecurity, security systems, and other spaces. And I think we have business leaders and businessmen here and businesswomen here from multiple different sectors. And in my experience, I think what Shri Hartman presented to us is possibly the tip of an iceberg. And what amazes me in every sector of business, whenever I deal with Israel, whenever I visit Israel, in every sector of business, you tend to run into at least tens of game-changing ideas which could do wonders in our country. Our next speaker, Srimati Michal Neiman, she has flown across all the way to India for this conference, and she's a renowned voice in the Israeli food technology sector and an expert in business development and live marketing. Srimati Neiman holds an MSc degree in business and marketing from the University of Surrey. She is the founder and head of the Food Tech IL Group, a community of over 1,000 members, including students, government officials, investors, academia, startups, and food companies. The Food Tech IL Group shares knowledge and information, news and updates, job seekers, and most of all, support and assistance to its community members, fostering innovation and growth. Srimati Neiman was the director of the Food and Beverage Division at the Israeli Export Institute, a well-known Israeli government body, and she expanded its global market reach. Srimati Neiman also leads Show You, a boutique agency enhancing business development and growth through live marketing. As a renowned global speaker and mentor, Srimati Neiman supports startups, promotes diversity, judges industry competitions, and shares her deep expertise on innovation, market strategies, and startup success. Please could I invite Srimati Neiman to share us.
Thank you, Aaron. That sounds really impressive. So, Thank you for inviting me here today. And I want to, first of all, inspire you today on what I think is the most exciting revolution, maybe next only to the AI, and this is the food tech revolutions. So before I start, if somebody would ask me, Michal, what defines you? What defines your career? I would say that I'm a connector. I love connecting people. I think that 1 + 1 is always 3, and it's always the best way for people to grow. Oops, I'll put that aside. Yes. So one of the main things that I've done in my career is establishing the food tech community. And okay, let's see that it works. Can you see me behind the, yeah? Go, that's it. Ah, okay, so that's my passion, connecting people. Okay. So the beginning was really humble. When we talk about the food tech industry, thank you. That's much better. Yeah. So the beginning was really humble. We're talking about 2 years into the food tech revolution, where everything started around 2015. I was fed up of connecting to people on WhatsApp, sending messages from one to another, and I decided to start a group. We were just 45 of us, and now we're over 1,000 people. Now, it might sound not a lot, but we're a small nation, so that's kind of impressive for us. And this is how my community looks like. I just remind you, everything is done on WhatsApp. I'm too lazy to work with Facebook and also LinkedIn and start putting on posts. This is a very straightforward group. So everybody's there. Of course, the startups, we've got the government, VCs, academic institute, incubators. And what is amazing about this group is that it's the basis for communication. We ask questions, we show off our success, we debate about things, and answers are coming very quickly because everybody is on the group. And finally, what I think is very unique about it is that everybody's equal. So you could be the CEO of a VC, or you could be just a student just starting your new career in a new startup. Everybody's equal and have the same opportunity to get knowledge and to experience the group. Okay, so we talked about the community, but let's now dig into the food tech itself. And this slide, in the end of my presentation, there's going to be a QR code, so you'll be able to scan it and see this much better. But this is how we divide our community. Now, there are other areas of food tech, and maybe just to make sure that everybody is on the same page. When we talk about food tech revolution, we talk about the insert of technologies, of novel ingredients into the food industry, correcting what is wrong, the damage that we have done to the planet, trying to kill less animals for food, giving people better choices, healthier foods. This is all what the food tech industry is about. So in Israel, these are the numbers that I wanted to show you, first of all. So first of all, that's the amount of investment that we have done in Israel between 21 and 23. Now, it is going to go down now, obviously because of the situation of this year, but it's still quite impressive to the size of the industry, okay? It's a baby industry, food tech industry. We are one of the top 5 countries next to the US, the Netherlands, and Singapore. We're number 3 in the amount of investment, and number one in the patents. Right now, the group is around 200, the community is around 200 startups, so give and take. Just a second. Yes, so this is where it came from. So we're talking about very strong agrotech roots that Israel is known for, the food tech, the food industry background, so a lot of people coming from the industry that they're saying, we know what's wrong, we want to fix it. This whole thing is about doing better to the world, so that's why I love this industry so much. So we are looking at how to impact for better our world and how to make food better for all of us. And there's a very strong academic background. A lot of these things come from the academic background from the university and then goes into business. So let's start with alternative protein. Very quickly, what is alternative protein? Any type of protein that doesn't come from animals. So it could be plant-based, it could be things that are grown in the lab, it could be algae, anything that is not connected to the animals. And we're quite known around the world with products or ingredients that we make for this industry, either the meat substitute, the dairy substitute, fish substitute, and so forth. Number 2 is novel ingredients, self-explanatory, yes? So we're talking about ingredients that are new to the food industry and that we were able to create them because of use of technology. So they are implemented either in products, for example, a sugar reduction or salt reduction, or improving products that already exist. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee this morning. Already exist, and I will show you some examples of it in a few minutes. Health and wellness, that's the third area. So obviously we have healthy products by now, you know, all the sports bars, etc. But what is unique about it, that technology and the way we create them has allowed it to be even better and to do things that were not available to do until now. So for example, just for the sake, better juice, you know, they're changing some of the sugar inside the fruit for the juice and making a protein out of it, reducing the sugar and making it as protein. And that's amazing to think about how we address today, you know, sugared drinks. Last and not least is packaging solutions. Packaging is a very important part of the product, and also, as we know, it needs to hold longer shelf life to keep the product fresh, and there's loads of technologies around that area. So I'm going to very briefly touch on a few examples. The first two, Vanilla Vida and Kokomodo that you see here, are coming from the novel ingredients. So both of them are products which are very expensive, difficult to grow, and there are sometimes challenging ways in them to get to the markets. So Vanilla Vida is using greenhouse and AI technology, and Kokomodo is using AI and solar energy, and they're growing these products. So you can literally grow them in the outskirts of Mumbai or New York or wherever, and have a very easy source of these products in a very good quality. So these are really two very promising startups that I'm sure they're going to do extremely well around the world. The second one is Maolek. Now, they're taking cow milk and imitating it to colostrum. Colostrum is the milk that the baby receives in the first 2-3 days from his mother. It is like a superfood, it is gold. So they managed to imitate it from cow's milk, and this is used mostly for health products like muscles rescue or for the elderly. Something very important about this company, it's all women. Okay, the founders, every single person there is a woman. And if I can say about the food tech industry in Israel, we have the highest potentials of women in all the tech industries in Israel. So 30 to 40% more women, CEOs, etc. in this industry, which makes me proud as a woman. Last two, Amai. Amai is really interesting because it's actually already growing their protein source here in Bangalore. And this protein is reducing the amount of sugar that could be used in food by 40%. So there are other products that are doing reduction of sugar, but they're actually doing this through protein, adding protein to the product. And Imagine Dairy doing, again, something a little bit similar. They're the first company to introduce protein into the non-dairy drinks, okay? So there are a lot of, I don't know, rice and almond milk and all these things, but they're actually imitating the cow milk with all the nutrition and what is good in the milk itself. So this is just very quickly to show. Okay, so what's in it for you guys? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is, if you've been, talking on the phone, now it's the time to be with me. So what are the companies looking for? They're looking for investments. Obviously, money makes the world go round. You can't do anything without that. They're looking to produce outside of Israel. Israel is a very small country. If you want to go to mass markets, if you want to be close to the markets, you need to produce outside of Israel. They want to collaborate in terms of pilots and trials, so not only check the products in Israel, but to check them in other parts of the world. Some of the products can already be sold, so they're looking to open new markets. Now it can be here, but it can be other markets that you're connected to in other parts of the world. And they're looking for strategic partners. Again, we're very good at the technology part. We're very good at inventing. We're less amazing in the part of bringing it to the market and the marketing part of that. So this is a great opportunity as well. That's it from me. So I hope I inspired you a little bit. And I want to see all the phones, everybody's scanning the product. And hopefully I'll be around here during the breaks and the lunch if you want to chat with me. Or contact me over the phone, in the emails, and I'll be very happy to assist you. Thank you all. Shalom.
Thank you, Srimati Neiman, for being here with us and for your excellent talk about, to my mind, agriculture has always been and will continue to be one of the pioneering industries in our country. And I think with Srimati Neiman's insight, she presented us a glimpse into the future of this important sector. And I think on an overall basis, I must thank all our panelists. We have touched upon military technologies, cyber tech, security systems, food technologies. And in my experience, I think sometimes times of conflict are the times for the maximum growth in technology. some of the Israeli defense technologies which Ms. Shoshani spoke about, many of them who could have civilian uses for us in the future, including in medical, in security, and many other areas. And I think we got to realize that possibly in the times of conflict, a lot of the Israeli workforce in the age of 20s or 30s have been away on the front lines. And I think Israeli business has continued through technology and innovation. And I think some of these technologies, as we see them more in India, I think it can be of great use to our nation. I think we can now switch to some of the question answers. I think we have a limited amount of time, so the first to put the hand up get a stronger chance of getting the questions answered. So I think right in front.
I've got the
right here.
mic.
Yeah. Sorry.
Morning, sir. So given the Israel's leadership in agri-tech and food innovation, as we all know, the Israel project Make the Desert Bloom. So I want to know the opportunities for collaboration between Indian MSCs and government initiatives with Israel to drive the sustainable food solutions, and what are the future opportunities for India given the vast population and the great agricultural base in India.
So, Srimati Neiman, I think the question is in terms of what are the areas for potential collaboration between Indian companies and Israeli companies when it comes to food and agricultural technologies. Yes.
I'm sorry, it's very difficult to hear from here the question. So can you repeat the first part?
Where do you see are the possible areas of collaboration between Indian and Israeli companies in the food and agricultural sector? Where do you see the areas of possibly high growth and opportunity?
Okay, so as I see it, as I mentioned, Israel is very good at developing technologies. It is very based, I mean, our food tech industry is largely based on agri-food, then coming from there. So if you've seen what I was talking about, these are the four main areas that could be an opportunity to collaborate in. So these are products that are already like quite ready to go into the market or in better stages. But having said that, you could also take a different approach. You could come and say, and I actually met a gentleman yesterday who's saying to me, you know, I want you to develop this product for us. So that's also an opportunity. He saw a gap in his field, which is fisherman, fish, and he said, can you introduce me to somebody who can develop that product? What I think is very crucial to understand is the cultural different, the business cultural different is very different. We are give me results yesterday kind of people. So that is something that once I think both sides understand, it will be possible to collaborate.
With your permission, just for a second, Aaron, with your permission,
Yep.
Aaron?
Yes, please.
I would like to add one more thing about your questions, because it's a very good question from my point of view. Today, in order to produce 1 kilo of, sorry to say, meat, you have to invest 17,000 liters of water. What we are going to do with all this best plant, and definitely with the culture meat, it's only 20% waterless. The big challenge today is the cost of production of 1 kilo of meat. Today is around $80 US. If we will bring it down to $20 US per kilo, I'm not talking about just saving cows and saving the life of animals, which is extremely important. I'm talking, and not only saving water, we can actually reduce and to bring food security to the world. And who can do it? India. Because India has the possibility to produce and to bring the level of cost of 1 kilo into $20. We don't know how to produce it. We don't know how to scale it up. If you ask me what is the fields of cooperation, this is exactly the field of cooperation that I'm looking for. That Israeli and Indian company will build together a scale-up best plan and send it all over to Asia and Europe. Because the young generation, they don't like to eat meat. They like to eat meat substitutes. Extremely important. 67 or 69% of the young generation, they don't eat meat. Fantastic golden opportunity to India. By the way, number one in the world in vegetarian people, it's India, 30%. Who is number two? Israel, 10%.
Thanks a lot for having a wonderful presentation, all three of you. My name is, I'm a criminologist, and my name is Snehil Dhal. I've been working on United Nations transnational organized crime for the past 11 years. Jewish and Hindus are always under war, until unless the government declares it a war with the neighbors at whichever possible scenarios. How do you find we can collaborate on the lines of transnational organized crime? Because at the moment, while you've already highlighted the elements of Bangladesh, but Hindus are facing a proxy war where Bangladeshis are not only coming and becoming sleeper cells in the country, but also targeting Hindus in their own country as well. So how can we have a strategic alliance and collaboration specifically for handling transnational organized crime?
You want to answer as well? I tell you in a very, India is a superpower. You have 1.4 billion people. If you think that it's not a power, you make a mistake. It's a big power. The numbers playing a very important role. And along with Israel, we are 1.40009 million, more or less. I don't know if my calculation was good. Yesterday I met a group of American Jews that came to India. And I met 2 weeks ago Indian from the United States that came to Mumbai. Both of them said, let's cooperate. Let's build up a group together, especially in the United States. Now, I took the glove from the floor, and I'm going to do it. Collaboration between the Indian diaspora and the Jewish diaspora, along with India, because of the number. We are sharing the same problems in United Nations. I have to tell you in a very open way. There is an automatic majority in the United Nations against Israel. We need you. See what's happening in the social media. All our enemies, part of them, they are criminals and terrorists, but they're playing with their numbers. You're a superpower. You have to act like a superpower, and you are acting like a superpower. Your prime minister bring India to the front of the police, I think today, leading the world in the international relations politics. You understand politics, international, number one in the world. Everybody respect him. Sorry for that.
So, thank you, sir. Sir, before I ask my question, there is just a small correction. So our country is not 75 years old, it's thousands of years old. We got our independence in 1947. However, sir, we look upon Israel, right from when we were children, we were told that when Jews can get their promised land in 2000 years, we can also get our Akhand Bharat in few years. The only thing is, we have to tell our children that hope has to be kept alive. Now to my question, sir. So my first question is regarding agriculture. You said there are opportunities in agriculture. So, sir, does Israel is doing any research in Go Adharit Kheti? You see, Bos Indicus in India, we are reverting back to agriculture based on cow, Bos Indicus or indigenous cow. So, is Israel, ma'am, you just said that you tell us what to be done, as Brazil is being importing our Girkai. So can Israel help us in this field? My second question is, sir, our children, they go to America, UK, etc., Canada for studying. So are there any educational opportunities in Israel for our, for our children, or vice versa? Thank you so much.
Thank you. But, yeah, maybe I would suggest maybe answer the second part of the question in terms of educational opportunities in India. Why don't you go for it?
But before that, I would like to answer for your first comment. And I, Jogleker, maybe you will just stand up for a second. He is the most brilliant man that I met in my life. Not in India. In India, it's only 1.4 billion people. I'm talking about the whole world. And we have everyday conversation about the history of India, about the politics of India, about the culture of India, and he's my guide to this amazing country. We are young, and that people see you, he's a brilliant guy, I have to tell you. Eh? When I say young countries, it's a colonial way to speak about it. They gave us independence. But our roots, they are more than 5,000 years, and I think that even in India is a little bit more than that. When I read some books about India, I understand that even in the astronomy, you're leading the world. All your genius people that brought the knowledge out to look to the sky is amazing. Now, it's only colonial way to say young. We are 40, you know, you were born in August 1947 by colonial decision, and we were born in May 1948 by colonial decision. We need the United Nations to vote for that. For us, you make a partition. Both of the countries make a partition plan. By the way, was not so good, but anyway, that's the life. Concerning your question, in order to implement, I tell you in a very open way and very frank way, in Israel today, in India today, the people dealing with agriculture, you know what is the percentage? 65%. You know what is the percentage of people who are dealing with agriculture in Israel? 2%. There is a lot of meaning for that, but I have to tell you that I don't think it's a good idea to implement the Israeli technology in agriculture into India. What you're going to do with the 63% of the population? It's a big challenge for India to give food, water, and work for 1.4 billion people. It's your biggest advantage, but it's also come along with the challenges. But definitely we can coordinate how to utilize, to use less water, to try to bring technology into the fields, and we have 29 centers of excellence all over India that dealing with agriculture. And I saw some of them, and I was in Nagpur. Listen, the oranges of Nagpur, they are not less, I don't want to say even better to the Israeli oranges. Fantastic oranges. That's concerning agriculture. Concerning students, you know how many universities we have in Israel? Only 8. That's it. Number 1 students from abroad is United States. Number 2 is India. And I tell you that the students from India, and I know because I have a very good connection, and Adash is with me, we are dealing with, they are the most beloved person. I tell you, students, and I tell you why. Because they are eager to learn, and they want to succeed. And I want to add one more thing which is extremely important. I meet a lot of students. You know, in every event that I make at home, I bring automatically 4 students to understand what is international relations. All of them, or 99% of them, when I ask them, where do you like to live? In the streets of London, or in Boston, or in LA, or in New York, or New Jersey, or in India? 99% tell me, I'm going back to Bharat. And I love this answer. Because here you have the family, you have the smell, you have the food, you have the warmth. And here you are not foreigner. But the biggest challenge, I tell you frankly, if there is an American here, I don't want to insult them, it's not going to insult them. The salaries in the United States is a big challenge for Israel and India, for students. They take this brilliant mind and take them to the United States. Why? Bring them there. You have to take them here. You have a fantastic industry.
So thank you. I think we've run out of time. Sorry, I mean, we don't have any more time for more questions, but our panelists and us, we are going to be with you for a large part of today. So we'll be happy to speak with you outside to take this conversation forward. So I hope you enjoyed this panel and found it as enriching as I think the rest of us did. On behalf of our panelists, I think we can certainly thank you again for the opportunity to be here and to be part of this lovely conference, and our best wishes are always with you. Thank you.
Yes, I'll come for that. You can just turn around. I'll be. Requesting everyone to please vacate the hall. There is some snacks outside, but 11:15 sharp, the parallel sessions will begin. Just the way it was done yesterday. There will be 5 sessions down and 1 up. We have also given a feedback form to everyone. Please fill that in. And requesting everybody to be on time. Today we are not going to run behind schedule at all, so please make it quick. And we have volunteers outside who will be pushing you inside the rooms. When they do that, please kindly go and seat yourselves and do not waste more time. Thank you. भाई सिंगला जी वो लगा दिया मैंने जी कोई आ रहा ही नहीं है तो मेरे को ही करना पड़ेगा भाई सॉरी आवाज से क्या पता है आपको कैसे होना है नहीं 15 मिनट के बाद है एक मिनट
Namaste, attention please. We have a break now, and post break we have session starting from 11:05. We have 6 hall. One is Jasmine Hall where we are sitting right now. Then we have another 5 parallel sessions on the second floor. So we have displayed this on screen here, and there are screens outside also. So please refer to those screens, and whichever parallel session you find interesting, please go to the second floor. There are the various screens. You can look at the screens and choose your session, and please attend those sessions. Thank you.